You're listening to the Packernet Podcast Network.
We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us.
It's done.
Connor McDavid! It's not real!
The goal of the year,
Panarin!
part of the past. The celebrations, forgotten. The history,
Vegas Golden Knights!
history. We're back to a blank slate. Clean ice. All that matters now is what happens next. The Stanley Cup Playoffs.
Eastern Conference Final begins Wednesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Packernet Podcast. I am your host and resident panelist, as always, Ryan Schlipp. Check us out online, packernet.com. Find me on Twitter, pack_daddy. Well, I do feel bad about yesterday a little bit. You know, today is officially OTA day. Something to get excited about. News and notesies coming in. We're going to be talking about it. And here I am preempting that with just, don't care about anything. I wouldn't change it, but I feel like I need to make up for it. So let's do that. It's funny. I was, we were talking yesterday or whatever about, as I was kind of digging into stuff, we were getting into some of the national media narrative, and I was getting upset. I'm like, nope, that's not the focus of today. Stay focused. And I thought, all right, let's go see if we can find some stuff. And I'm poking around, and I found a couple things here and there. And then I remembered, wait a minute. Didn't I start like a little folder of receipts? I wish I had put more in it, but it's mostly Justin Fields receipts. There were a lot of them. What do you want me to do? But it's one of those things where it's like you put it over there and you're like, am I ever going to use this? And you're like, someday it's going to be 365 days later. Never really realized how close those two numbers are. Anyways, there's a conspiracy theory in there somewhere. I know it. 360, circle. 365, circle around the sun. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Something in there somewhere. I'll make something up. I'll get the robot to help me. Anyways, it's like, oh yeah, I did. So I got to that folder, and I'm very pleased with some of the things I found, and I want to go through that. I just want to have some fun today. Let's have some fun today. Let's talk some trash today. That's what I want to do. I want to talk some trash. Can a brother talk some trash here? Huh? Let's have some fun. By the way, I already created a song. It's completely absurd, but I'm happy about it. It's a great thing about doing like absurd songs. You listen and you're like, oh, what the heck was that? And you're like, it doesn't matter. The whole thing is stupid. That's the point. That's why it's funny. So you just leave it and you just power through. But it is a fight song about the Packers and the NFC North and being better than them. And I'm tickled pink with it. By the way, I already put out the request for helping me fill my calendar. Thanks to anybody that may have done that. I'm guessing that's in the calls that are coming up. I don't know. I'm hoping, or maybe just nobody cares. Secondarily, everybody's like, you need to put these songs somewhere, and I agree, I do. It would be a travesty to not have some kind of a video accompaniment with these songs. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like I was even thinking like the Buttlicker thing. You could just have a still frame, like going back and forth, like Michael, then Dwight, then Jim, and just going back and forth in that scene. And that would be the video. Other ones, maybe a little bit more complicated. I don't know. I was even thinking I'll just go on YouTube and rip off a highlight video, and then that'll be like the song for this person. You can give credit or whatever. I mean, YouTube's already going to give them the money if it makes any, because they're going to recognize it as theirs. So it's, I don't see it as necessarily underhanded. Point is, if you appreciate the music and are like, we need to put these somewhere and have some kind of an interest and ability in creating videos that don't need to be super highly whatever, you should hit me up, because as long as I sit here and go, yeah, but it needs a video, and it's like, okay, do a video. It's like, well, I'm busy. They're never going to see the light of day. So I need somebody to be like, hey, go get me that song so I can make a video, and be like, fine, I'll go find it. And I find it and I give it to you, and you make a video and you give it back, and then I upload it somewhere. And then you're like, all right, now give me this one. It's like, fine. You gotta push a little bit. Hey, I want that video. Fine. Just saying, it could be a fun project, little side thing. Probably just make a whole different, either a different YouTube, or I'll put it on the YouTube that has like the podcast sent over to it, which actually people are looking at that, which cracks me up. There's like a whole different audience that has just discovered the Packernet podcast over on this random channel that I never use. I got Vikings fans threatening me. Lots of comments. I don't know. It's maybe it's a thing. I don't know. I'll probably put it over there. I think that'd be a good spot. Let me know. Let me know if you're interested. But I mean, you got to actually be interested. Not like I'll do it and then, well, I can't. Maybe I'll crank out one like a month. No, I mean, we got to get rocking here. I'm making a song a day. Got to be on your game, man. Or whoa, man. Whoa, man. But before we get it, you gotta humor me here. We've got to. Sorry about that. I don't even know what's making that noise. I don't know if it's my mic or I think it's the mic. I don't know if you can even hear that. It's driving me nuts. Every time I move, it's like pop, 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 pop. You got to humor me for a second. We've got to do a couple Bears things, just real fast, and then we'll move on to Packers takes. So why don't we just start? We'll go right to the top. Adam Rank, the Sick Podcast. You know, you know how this goes, but he's got a guest, and the guest is actually the one that's going to say some stupid stuff. Here you go.
Justin Fields. So my spiciest take, and it's unbelievable. I mean, anybody that's watching the show is probably a Bears fan, and they know by now that the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. I mean,
we're well aware.
Exactly. And
not even our boy Cutler's done it.
But guess what? Going into the 2024 season, people will not be able to use that against us. One of my spicy takes is that Justin Fields will pass for 4,000 yards this year.
Whoa.
I know. It's a crazy one. And last year, I got so much flack throughout the entire industry. I was one of the few people that said that he was going to rush for 1,000 yards. And everybody started pulling out the nerd metrics from college. And, well, he only rushed this much in college, so it's physically impossible for him to do it. But sometimes you just got to look at what your eyes are telling you. You know, we spend so much time digging into the data and trying to hit these projections. But at the end of the day, he hasn't been playing in an offense that is really tailored to his skill set, which is a very...
Such a tired excuse. That was such a tired excuse. Well, he needs a system that's tailored to him. You mean a system where quarterbacks just run? You mean a system where he's a running back? Is that the system you're talking about? There is no system for him because he's a bad quarterback.
Very good passer. I mean, last year, he had to throw to the likes of Equanimeous St. Brown for a catch that was going to decide the game. And, you got Amir Smith-Martset getting the ball yanked out of his hands to lose the game at the end of the game. Now, when you look at who he has with DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney back and healthy and Chase Claypool, who, I got to be honest, I know you're a big Chase Claypool guy. I'm not about him, but as a wide receiver 3, that's unbelievable.
Again, this is the kind of stupid nonsense. Darnell Mooney, he's so good. Oh, and Chase Claypool he's not great, but as a 3, he's the best 3 in football. Like this kind of stupid drivel. It's just so dumb.
Tonyan,
and then Robert Tonyan. This is what I've talked about before, where especially Bears fans like to do this. They just list names to make their point. Dude, look at all the weapons. Well, like DJ Moore, yeah, and Chase Claypool, and Robert Tonyan, and Steven Smith, Jim Bob over there on the practice squad. If he gets called up, that's another guy, right? And so now we have 4 guys. So suck it. What are we talking about here? Robert Tonyan?
May not be the best all-around tight end, but a great pass catcher.
Oh,
Roschon Johnson out of the back.
Great pass catcher. Great is the word he used. Not capable. Not he kind of sucks, but, he's there. No, great. Can you name another great tight end? If I told you to name 5 great tight ends, could you even do it? I don't know if I could do it. Great? I don't know about great. Yeah, he's right up there with Travis Kelce and those great receiving tight ends. Dude, shut your face. And let's not forget the absolutely elite and immortal Tremaine Edmonds.
Linebacker like Roquan Smith, they need somebody that can drop back in coverage. So I'm thrilled about Tremaine Edmonds, man. He's going to be a fun guy. And Bears fans, I don't know how familiar a lot of Bears fans are with Tremaine Edmonds because, playing in the AFC East, you don't get to watch him all the time. But he's a guy that by week 1 or 2, everybody's going to be saying, who is this guy that is covering every inch of the field? I mean, he's a freak athlete that can really do it all.
Yeah, it is odd that a lot of times when you go into free agency, guys are pretty much being paid for what they've done, not for what they're about to do. But I think that with a player like Tremaine Edwards, who, as you mentioned, was 19 when he was drafted, he was 20 during his rookie season. We're getting a young player. We're getting an ascending player still. Put a part of this defense, and that secondary is going to look pretty nice too. When you have Tyreek.
That is delusional stupidity, what these guys are talking about. So first of all, going back to Justin Fields, he's going to crack 4,000 yards. He didn't crack 3,000. Okay? He had 2,500. So you're dumb. As far as Tremaine Edmonds, the entire conversation before that, I didn't want to play the whole thing, but it's basically talking about the brilliance of the Bears, because obviously Tremaine Edmonds is better than Roquan and is more of what we need right now. However, I still think drafting Roquan was the best thing, because Roquan came out and he was elite, and then Tremaine took time to develop, and then once he developed, then we go get Tremaine. So this is like the most brilliant thing in the world. And they're trying to spin this narrative about, well, he was really raw when he came in. He needed time to develop. And so now he's developed, so we're paying him for what he's about to do, which is nonsense, because you're not paying him for what he's about to do. You paid him for what he did in 2022. And the idea that this is some kind of a growth thing, well, he was only 19. Bro, that was in 2018. So 2019 would be 20, and then 21, and then 22. He was 23 when he had his first not crap season. And he actually was getting worse. His first 2 years were just slightly below average. Then it went to 41 and 48. And then it exploded up to 82. His coverage was 55-50. Then it plummeted to 37-34. One of the worst coverage linebackers in football. It exploded to a 90. And we've got these guys talking about, oh, he's one of the best coverage linebackers in football, and he took some time to develop, and now he's here, and now he's arrived, and now we got him. That's not what happened. This was an anomaly. And I said that over and over and over again. How did he do? Not very good. He didn't have one category where he graded out as good. His 4 years at Buffalo, 57, 59, 41, 48. So he averaged between 41 and 59. But he apparently developed into a guy that was an 82. So do you think 2023 was closer to what he was in Buffalo? Or do you think it was this last year? Because now he's arrived, now he's developed. His grade was a 56. It was right in line. He's literally right in the middle. 59 and 57 are above it. 41, 48 are below it. In 5 seasons, not including his breakout year, the year in Chicago was exactly in the middle. But we just make up these fake narratives. Like, where does this stuff come from? Well, he just needed some time to develop. Bro, first of all, this wouldn't be year 5. We'd be talking about maybe year 3, and you would start to see the progression over time. You know, you'd see like a 40, and then you'd see a 50, and a 70, and then a 90. And even then, it's not like we're paying him for what he's about to do. No, you're not. Stupid microphone. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I hope it's not something expensive. But again, you're not paying him for the future. You're paying him for what he did in the past. This isn't some super genius move where it's like, ooh, we just spotted something. That would be closer to what Gutekunst did with Za'Darius. Za'Darius was never Za'Darius until he came to Green Bay. Rasul was never Rasul before he came to Green Bay. Devondre Campbell was never Devondre Campbell until he came to Green Bay. All right, let's take a break so I can work on this stupid microphone. We'll take a break. We'll come back and start looking at some Packer stuff. We'll be right back. We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Jewelry isn't a gift you give just once. It's a way to remind your loved one of a beautiful moment every time they see it. Blue Nile can help you find the gift that says how you feel and says it beautifully, with expert guidance and a wide assortment of jewelry of the highest quality at the best price. Go to BlueNile.com and experience the convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler since 1999. That's BlueNile.com to find the perfect jewelry gift for any occasion. BlueNile.com.
At Arizona State University, we offer a variety of programs online designed and taught by a renowned faculty to empower your success. That's why 87% of ASU online graduates stated they were promoted or received an increase in salary after earning their degree. Visit asuonline.asu.edu.
So why don't we start with this little gem?
How did the Packers offseason go? Sorry, Packers fans, but this is the first team I can say with full certainty had a bad offseason. First, you lose your superstar MVP quarterback. And I already know there's going to be people in the comments saying, oh, but we got Jordan Love to replace him and he's going to be able to step in and do the job. I mean, come on. Do you really think Jordan Love is anywhere near as good as Aaron Rodgers? Reality check. He's not. So even if you don't want to admit it, that's a huge downgrade. Now, you guys also lost Allen Lazard.
Let's go ahead and pause here. First of all, buddy, Jordan was better than Rodgers last year. Maybe not 2020 Rodgers, but that's not really the point, is it? The point is, it's only a downgrade if he's significantly worse, which is your claim, than Rodgers was the year prior in 2022. Then you say they got significantly worse because they lost Lazard? Bro, try harder, will you?
Adrian Amos, Dean Lowry, Jaron Reed, Randall Cobb, Robert Tonyan, and there's rumors that you're exploring trade options for David Bakhtiari. So that...
Okay, first of all, it's David Bakhtiari. That's pretty well established. We'll get into especially why that's ridiculous. You listed almost nobody. And the fact that they're exploring possibly moving on from Bakhtiari, dude hasn't played. So it's not really a question of regression when somebody that hasn't played won't play, right? Randall Cobb, Dean Lowry, again with the whole thing of just naming names. So what? What are you talking about?
That's a whole lot of losses. And who'd you get to replace him? Jonathan Owens. That's the only guy you picked up that's played any relevant snaps in the past year. So
the bottom line is this is such laziness. Right? Yeah, Jonathan Owens was a terrible pickup. I didn't like the pickup. Didn't do us any good. But there is a thing called addition by subtraction. There are some young guys that are going to be taking over for guys like Lazard and Cobb, and that actually is going to make us better. No, we didn't get rid of Cobb and then go out in free agency and replace him with some other big name, which is what everybody seems to think you have to do. Well, I don't know his name, so he can't be very good. I don't know. You're going to replace him with a rookie? What, are you going to replace him with a second-year player? Yeah, that's the plan. Because this guy sucks, and that guy might not suck, and we should see how that goes. Anyways, you hear the sort of giddiness and gleefulness in his voice, and I'm like, this must be like, because it's on TikTok. I thought, okay, so this is some Bears TikToker or something. And let me remind you before I say this, he said David Bakhtiari, right? Maybe I'm mistaken. Have we all been saying it wrong this whole time, or is it David Bakhtiari the way that we've all been saying it? Here's why I'm teasing the guy. He writes for Sports Illustrated. He's not just some random dude on TikTok. He writes for Sports Illustrated. But wait, there's more. He writes for Sports Illustrated covering the Green Bay Packers. Joey Van Zummeren, sports writer, Green Bay Packers for Packer Central, which is the subsidiary of Sports Illustrated, or however you want to say that. What are we doing? What are we doing here? But the next one is a Chicago Bears fan. He found somebody, or actually this is, before the games when everybody does their predictions. You got Daniel Jeremiah and a bunch of other guys. I'm trying to recognize these names, and I don't recognize their names. But you've got 10 people predicting Week 1 Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. Adam Rank, Mark Sessler, and some other guy are the only 3 that picked the Bears to beat the Packers. And remember, the Bears are like 1-point favorites. There was a ton of hype about Justin Fields and the Bears offense is going to explode. The Packers are about to implode because they don't have, right? That was the narrative. So the fact that people picked the Packers to beat the Bears week 1 just broke their freaking brains. Here is an example.
What the hell is this? How in the world, after this offseason, do you even think about taking the Green Bay Packers to beat the Chicago Bears week 1? The Packers lose Aaron Rodgers, 4-time MVP, and now they have...
Again, let me say what's been said 10, 100 billion, trillion times. 4-time MVP is an irrelevant statement. It doesn't matter. I don't care what he did in 2020 and 2021, which he didn't really deserve, or any of the years, 10 years prior when he won MVP, or the Super Bowl he won, or how good he was in 2016, or any of that. It's irrelevant to the point of how good are the Packers and how good are the Bears. You lost an MVP. Shut up.
They have some bum at quarterback who sat on the bench the past 2 years.
This is how stupid some people are. He's a bum because he sat on the bench. You just said Aaron Rodgers is this elite godlike figure. Do you expect Jordan to take his spot? You jag off? He didn't sit on the bench because he's trash. He sat on the bench because Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. And now Aaron Rodgers is gone and he's the starter. Good Lord.
And then you look at Chicago and you see all these moments of Justin Fields just absolutely kicking ass.
These moments. Are you back to your highlights, little girl? What are you talking about?
Upgrade the entire defense. They give Justin Fields a true wide receiver 1 in DJ Moore. And you think that the Packers have a shot in hell at winning this game? Now, look, I'm not saying the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl. They'll get 7 to 9 wins this year. But you have Jordan Love's, let's call it, first official start in Chicago. 3:35 game. Fox is America's game of the week. The Bears might win by 14 plus. But also it is pretty cool to not only see Adam Rank pick the Bears like it has been like the past 10 years. The Bears are going to smoke the Packers week 1. Bear down.
So to be clear, the Chicago Bears, significantly better offense. The Packers, bum quarterback. Bears are going to win by 14 points, et cetera, et cetera. What ended up happening in that game? The Bears got to 20. The Packers scored 38. You lost by 18. Oh, you suck. You know what's great about that? That's a bigger beating than they took in 2022 in either of those games. The Packers won by 17 in week 2 of 2022, and they won by 9 in week 13. 9 and 17. Jordan Love comes in, significantly better Bears team, right? Everything's going to be elite. Packers don't have Rodgers, everything's over, and you lose by 18. In fact, the year before that, the Packers won by 15 and 10. See how far back we got to go here. Here we go. January 3rd of 2020, the Packers won 35-16. It was the last time you got a beating that bad from the Packers. Yeah. So anyways, I thought about it, and I'm like, well, is he still making TikToks and whatnot? And sure enough, this dude is cranking out content. I mean, he's killing it. It took me forever, bottom line, to scroll back to this video, which I actually didn't find, but I just wanted to find him talking about this game. So just for that game, it looks like, let's see. So this is the first game day one. He just did a little video, 62,000. Another pregame, 46,000. He's at the game, 65,000. Another one at the game, 65. Another one at the game, 126. At the end of the game, of course, wasn't very good, but he had 318,000 views. So, I mean, in that one day, he had a lot of views. What, 300,000-400,000 in a day? I don't know how TikTok works in terms of monetization. Let me look that up. I'm curious. After I talk trash about it, like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, they pay crap on TikTok. That is straight garbage. It's kind of like Twitter. It's like, oh, I got 1 million people to check this out. They're like, all right, here's 10 cents. Like, what the? Not literally that bad, but it's pretty brutal. Anyways, just putting out tons of content. So I was like, well, let's just see what he's about. Let's just follow, because he's got a live tweet, live TikTok, live stream every single emotion he's ever had. Why don't we just follow through as he goes on a little journey of the 2023 season.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been waiting too long for this game. This is the game of the week. This is the best game on your NFL Sunday slate. Even if you are not a Bears fan, if you are not a Packers fan, this is the biggest prove-it game of this Sunday for both of these teams. You have Justin Fields going in there in his third year, looking for greatness. He already has greatness, but he's going to prove it this year with DJ Moore, his companion, the 1-2 punch, baby. And then looking at the other side of the ball, you got Jordan Love, Christian Watson, out. O-U-T on Sunday. Romeo Doubs, wide receiver 2, questionable. And you know what that did, Josh? It gave Packers fans their excuse. Give me the Bears 35-14. Lock of the week. This offense is going to be flying off the screen. 35-14, Bears win.
All right, 35-14. It's a pretty good start. You know, I'm feeling good, feeling great. Actually, things are great.
It's 9 a.m. It's not 5:30. Like all the past years, like every single year that I've grown up with the Bears home opener has been on a Sunday at noon. We start at 3:30 today, but you know what? The time, the difference, it does not matter. If anything, it's better because Bears football in this game that we have been waiting for years. This is the game. We have been waiting 6 years to watch meaningful Chicago Bears football, and that is today. If you are going to be at Soldier Field, make that place itself. Jordan Love, that kid down the he will not throw a single complete pass. That kid is going to be terrible. The Bears are going to dominate this game, and if they don't, and it's a close game, because there's a shot in hell that it is, that's perfectly fine with me. Because regardless, we're in there watching meaningful Chicago Bears football. We're awake. It's 9 in the morning. I am so excited. If you're coming, come and see me. Section 331 as always. Bear down. Let's have a day.
Man, they really got themselves riled up, didn't they? It's really here. It's about to happen. Like, this is a big deal. It's like, I'm sorry to tell you, man. I mean, wasn't that big of a deal for us. Didn't end up being a big deal for you either, because it's just the same old crap of you sucking and, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Boys, we are here at Soldier Field, and out of all my years of coming to this stadium, walking in today, this is the rowdiest that I have seen this place. Bears fans, we all hate Green Bay so much, and me and the crew right here, we're ready, baby! Let's go! We're ready! Bears Packers, week 1, the 3:25 start. You couldn't ask for a better start to the regular season in this place. We just want to kill him so bad, and it's going to be awesome. He's in it, too. He's in it. We're so ready. It's going to be a great time. This is 35 minutes before the game, and this whole place is going to be absolutely filled by the time that kickoff comes around.
35 minutes to the game, there's 10 people in the stands.
We were walking by the tailgates because if you guys saw, we were at Navy Pier with the Butkus family. It was so much fun, and that was rocking too. But all the tailgates here, it was like a college football level tailgate today. But my heart is racing. I haven't been to a Bears game this meaningful since 2018, Sunday Night Football, Bears-Vikings. I am so excited. You guys should be too. Bear down. Let's get the job done, baby!
Yeah, it's super exciting, and I can't wait for this experience that you're about to have. It's going to be great, probably.
It is the end of the first quarter. First off, this place is absolutely rocking right now. Soldier Field, this is some of the craziest that I've seen this stadium.
Based on his prediction, I'm guessing the Bears are up 14 to maybe 3.
You can probably hear right now my voice is starting to go down. But the Bears are down 7-3 right now, and it's okay because Jordan Love, they won't let him throw the ball because they don't believe in him. They're just running the ball, and that's okay. Justin Fields, 66 yards in the first quarter, looks great. The Bears offense out there looks great. A 4th and 1 call is what made us turn over the ball. But overall, this team does not look bad whatsoever. Our run defense, a bit iffy, just a little bit. But overall, I'm very happy with the Bears so far. I think we're looking very good. And so far, this has been a great day. The weather is absolutely beautiful. It's perfect outside. We're sitting in the shade right now. Sun's not hitting us. It is awesome.
Wow.
And we're cheering for the Bears. There's plenty of time left. No need to worry. Plenty of time. Bears down! Bear down, baby. We got the ball, and we're going to go crazy. Let's go, Bears.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just the first quarter. You're down by 4. And, you know, kind of caught you off guard with the run game, but Things are about to change, my friend. Things are about to change because Jordan Love's a bum, and Justin Fields is not that.
Bears are down 10-6 at halftime, and I got a lot of notes. Number one, talking about the Packers offense, they do not trust Jordan Love
Jordan's
throwing
trash.
the ball whatsoever.
No.
They only let him throw on third down, and that's it, and he's maybe throwing it 10 yards. Now our secondary, we need to get a lot better in coverage, a lot better. There's been a lot of issues so far with this Bears secondary where we need to get a stop right there, and we just don't. The only time that Jordan Love has hit a pass is it's either a dump-off screen or he's wide open, that's it. And talking about the Bears offense, anytime that Justin Fields has had the opportunity to pass, he's bowled out. Let the guy throw the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know why Flus keeps calling all these screens. I hate it.
It's weird because it's like they trust him so much, you know? Like, they don't trust Love because he's a piece of crap. And then Fields, like, they don't let him do stuff. Which isn't trust. That's totally not a trust thing. It's just, they just don't let him do it. I don't know. It's a weird anomaly.
He's balled out anytime he's gotten the chance to throw the ball, and he has pocket protection. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney. It's free. But I mean, it's a one-score game at halftime. It's what you expected going into this game. It's gritty.
I mean, it's not what you expected. You expected a blowout, but yeah, I mean, it's meaningful football. It's what meaningful football looks like.
Soldier Field's electric. I'm having a good time, regardless of what happens. Bear down. Let Justin throw the ball.
Regardless of what happens, come on, you know what's going to happen. You know.
There's 10 minutes left. We're out. Just f***ing embarrassing. Embarrassing. I paid $200 to come to this stadium, and I know a lot more people who paid a lot more money to come to this stadium. And you see that performance right there, f***ing ridiculous. Packers fans are going to be up in here, and I mean, it's week one. Overreactions happen, but my God, this Bears team looked like dog today. Matt Eberflus, let Justin Fields throw the ball. I know that he just had an interception. Oh my God, huge ordeal. But you didn't let him throw the ball at all, not once. This is just a complete show, and I have so much to say about this game. It was that bad. Matt Eberflus, just horrible. Horrible play calling. Looking at the defense, they couldn't stop the run at all. They couldn't stop the run once. They couldn't stop it at all. This just sucks. It's a Sunday. I'm going home, and I'm watching Cowboys-Giants, and I'm watching the Cowboys kick the Giants. This sucks.
It's really weird. I'm trying to understand because you were optimistic, right? Let's see. I mean, Jordan is trash, which you maintained that throughout, so that didn't change. So you weren't wrong about that. Can't really do anything without a quarterback, and you have a great quarterback. Granted, he's being held back by a coach that just doesn't see the vision that you have, the vision of him being this elite quarterback. Obviously, he disagrees, which is he's so stupid. And then you've got this great defense and everything. It's so weird. I don't know what. It's just a fluke beyond a fluke, and it's upsetting. But it'll probably be okay. I don't know exactly. I don't know what happened. There's also a little bit of commentary about the players and how they took it.
So Eddie Jackson said in his press conference the other day about the Bears-Packers game that after the Bears walked into their locker room, after that horrific loss, that it is the quietest locker room that he's ever been in his entire life. This was a very personal game for the Chicago Bears, and I pray to God that they took it as personal as this fan base did. And now there's two things that they can do moving forward. Number one, take it personally and say, we're not letting this fly the rest of the year and have a fantastic season, or take it too personally and then just cry themselves to sleep and suck the rest of the season. Now, this is only the first game of the year, and we got week 2 against Tampa on Sunday, and the Bears need to come out firing this game. I seriously don't know how it got this bad for the team. If they lose against Tampa, there's still a lot of time left, but for the fan base to give us hope back and help and have us believe in this team, Sunday is a must-win against Tampa. Let's get it back. Bear down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just week 1. It's just week 1. Crazy stuff happens. It's not the end of the world. You'll be fine. Granted, you don't beat Tampa. So there's that, which isn't probably as you expected. Actually lost by 10. It's pretty bad, 27-17. But you know what? At the end of the day, you get off a little bit of a slow start, but things pick up. And he talks a lot about that. I'm not going to go through all of his videos, but he talks a lot about, man, we're on a roll right now. He even had a video about Jordan Love. We might play that one. We'll do that. Why don't we take a break? We'll go find that video, kind of resetting the mindset. Like, yeah, Jordan, he's better than any Bears quarterback. Don't even care, bro. Do you see how good we are right now? There's plenty of time. The season is early. Calm down. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight and wondered why?
And you can see all the terrain around you. You've got no issue with visibility or anything?
No, everything's PG.
Maybe you've sat on the tarmac for hours wondering why your plane isn't moving.
Well, we're outside here. They're saying the ramp is closed. They won't let us park because of Air Force One.
Listen in on the conversations between pilots and air traffic controllers on the Air Traffic Out of Control podcast.
510 Whiskey declaring an emergency. There's smoke in the cabin. I need to make a landing right now on 31 left.
We have the most interesting, wild, and funny ATC recordings you will ever hear. Check out Air Traffic Out of Control wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Every single sports social media outlet has posting this coming after the Bears saying, oh, Jordan Love's first season, oh, so good. Greatest QB in Bears history. Do you really think that we could give less about this right now? Bears are 5-2 in their last 7 games. The defense is top 5 in the NFL since week 9. They lead the league in interceptions. Justin Fields is absolutely playing out of his mind right now. We just secured the first overall pick and a top 15 overall pick in this year's draft. And also we have the 7th most available cap space in the NFL. And even though your little golden boy did so good in his first year, we are both going to finish with the same record and be sitting on the couch when playoff season comes around. And based on Soldier Field last Sunday, I think that we are very content with who our quarterback is for the next 5 to 10 years. Bear down. Green Bay sucks.
Oh boy. Quite a bit to talk about there. First of all, this was around week 16 or 17 that this would have come out, this video. And he said since week 9. So since week 9, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 games and then a bye week and then 5, maybe 7 games, which is something. I mean, it's not nothing. Also worth noting, they were 3-3 in that span. If you go back another week, they were 3-4 in that span. If you start at week 10, then yeah, they're 4-2, which seems great. It just depends where you want to draw these arbitrary lines, I guess. The only time they won 2 games in a row was weeks 16 and 17 prior to the Packers, which I know just got to get you all kinds of fired up, right? Everybody's been talking about how you're getting so much better. Your defense is so good. Justin Fields is looking great. Then you got a 2-game win streak, and then you come up against the Packers. Ooh, baby. Granted, it was just the Cardinals and the Falcons, but it doesn't matter. Bears are so good. But Packers will not go to the playoffs because the Bears will kick them out. That's his assertion. And you're going to have the same record. Same record, no playoffs, boom. All right, fair enough. Also talked about the quarterbacks a little bit. It is interesting just kind of hearing, obviously there's a lot of weeks in between, but maybe you didn't remember at this point, but I remember you distinctly talking about Jordan Love and how he's bad and how he rode the bench for 2 years and how he's going to be a bust and the Packers don't trust him and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of interesting now to hear you say, oh, you had such a good year and whatnot, sort of sarcastically, when really what you should be doing is apologizing for being stupid. Aside from that, to pretend that Bears fans don't care is nonsense. You guys care so much that Jordan Love was a really good quarterback. And I know because I heard you all say it. So I appreciate you pretending. Actually, I don't. Honesty would be a little bit better of you, but that's fine. We'll just I guess you just lie and then, everyone will know that you're lying, I guess is where we'll go with that. But then you ended it with Bears fans cheering, "We want Fields," the entire stadium. Because you know what? You're all brain dead. Every single one of you is brain dead. I don't know what happened. Maybe you all went to the same school district I went to. That's why you're all dumb. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why Bears fans are so dumb. Packers fans are not, because apparently Wisconsin school system is not bad. I didn't even realize that. I went to school here for a couple years, but apparently significantly better. But man, oh man, I tell you what, it's shocking to say because the Bears have been so mismanaged, but it would be so much worse if Bears fans ran the team, which is just shocking to say. Because you could almost just do the exact opposite of what the Bears have done and be successful, and somehow Bears fans would make it 10 times worse if they ran the team. It's crazy. But anyways, we're feeling good. We're fired up. It's game time. Bears are better. Bears are back. Took a little while, but we got there, baby. We got there. It's go time.
Bears-Packers at Lambeau Field next weekend is officially at 3:25.
Sorry for making you listen to the Bear Down thing 700,000 times. It's how it goes.
And the Chicago Bears have a chance to walk into Lambeau, get their revenge, and kick the Packers out of the playoffs. Chicago Bears remind me almost to a T of the Detroit Lions last year. Lions started off horribly. I believe that they started 1-7, and then they went and turned around their season, as the Chicago Bears have. They're 5-2 in their last 7 games. The Lions had 2 first-round picks last year. We have 2 first-round picks this year. And to top it all off, the Chicago Bears have a chance to kick the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau out of the playoff picture, just like Detroit did last year. I seriously cannot wait. If we beat the Packers at Lambeau in this game, and especially if Justin Fields balls out, this Bears fan base, the hype around this team for next season is going to be unbelievable.
It would be.
And you already know that this game specifically has been circled on every Bears player's calendar because they want their revenge after week 1. Bear down. Green Bay sucks.
Yeah, they had to replace the calendar because the last one they circled, they threw that in the garbage and probably lit the whole thing on fire. But they got a new calendar now, and then they circled this game. And again, obviously, the Bears suck, or the I'm sorry, I meant the Packers suck. Sometimes I make mistakes. It's going to be good, though.
Today is that day. The last Chicago Bears game that we get to see until September, but this game right here has a lot at stake on the line, and I am so excited for this.
At stake on the line. Dang.
This game. Week 1, we were absolutely amped to play this team. In those first 4 weeks of the season, we were amped as well, and everything just didn't go our way whatsoever. But now, over these past 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, the tides have changed, and everything has been going the Chicago Bears' way. They win this game. They go from starting the season out 1-5 to finishing 8-9 and finishing 5-1 in their last 6 games. And at the same time, if they win today, they keep those damn Packers out of the playoffs as well. In their house at Lambeau. You can't write a better story than this. You really can't.
I mean, you could have. You could have won week 1 and had a winning record, and the Packers could have been terrible like you expected them to be. That probably would have been a better story for you to write. But I suppose all things considered, if you start at the point at which the Bears started to have success and you draw a line, could you have drawn a better? Well, yeah, you could have been undefeated, and Justin Fields could have played a lot better. But no, it's still a solid storyline you got there.
Fields and the boys, go in there, do your job today. I want to see Jordan Love picked off at least a couple times today. Bear down. Green Bay sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. That would have been great. I mean, probably would have been great if that could have happened. Unfortunately, that's not the case. 316 yards, 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, 90.3 passing grade is what ends up happening. But,
My exact emotions for this game right now is that I am so dialed in. I'm ready. I am fired up. I'm ready to root on these damn Bears, and we are ready to roll. But at the same time, what I've come to learn being a Chicago Bears fan in any game is I'm just ready to be disappointed at the same time. But today feels different. Everything feels different.
I've been absolutely fired up all day long, and all I've seen on social media is Bears fans making the trip up to Lambeau.
Oh.
I was about to go. I was this close to doing it, but I just couldn't do it today. They're going to be loud, and they are going to get that place jumping. Lambeau Field is going to be an insane atmosphere for this game. This could go down as an all-time classic, and we need the Bears to come out on top. Justin Fields, this is your game. I'm going to be making videos all game long. Be ready for that. Bear down. Let's go in there and get this win, boys. These Packers, let's send them home. Send them to the couch this playoff season. Bear down. Green Bay sucks.
Yeah, no, it could have been a pretty legendary game. Unfortunately, it only mustered 9 points, so it wasn't. We got to talk about it as fans. Because there is no official record book for what games go in. But I feel like if you look at the lore that is the Packers-Bears, when you go through the list of some of the all-time great rivalry games, I don't know if a 17-9 win in which the Bears suck is the best one to put in there. Justin Fields was 11 of 16 for 148 yards, 0 touchdowns. I struggle to put that one in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe we'll put it in there. The 3 field goal game. That could be a good one. We'll have to think about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tides are changing in Chicago. A doink, I repeat, a doink has worked in our favor. But actually talking about the game first quarter, the one bet that I absolutely loved going into this game was the under. 45 points seemed like way too many. I thought this was going to be a defensive battle through and through. Hey, Justin Fields doing his thing, taking the boys down the field. The defense, red zone stop. They all thought that it was a touchdown. And I love the celebration that our secondary does, like the shut up thing. That is so awesome, and they've been doing it all season long. We got lucky with the missed field goal. It should be a tie game right now, but at the same time, we're driving down, have to capitalize off of this drive and get this offense rolling. If they can go down and score a touchdown, the energy will completely change going up 10-0. But through one quarter so far, I literally cannot complain. I'm not talking too much because we are not to that point yet, and we are not to that point until the clock hits 0. Bear down. Let's keep going. Green Bay sucks.
Well, it's a good start, and that's what you want. Defensive battle when your defense is what's been carrying you and whatnot. You guys are doing great. That's for sure, no doubt about it.
Stop at the end was pretty damn good. Tyreek Stevenson, defensive rookie of the year, but I am not happy whatsoever with this performance so far. The offensive line, where are you guys? Or are you just looking around, picking the butterflies and the dandelions in the grass?
Maybe.
What are we doing? You can't block anything. Justin's getting killed out there. If anything, this first half has shown why we shouldn't go and get Caleb Williams, because we need a lot more help on this team than the quarterback. That is not the issue with the Chicago Bears. And number 2, not having Jalen Johnson, that secondary, is killing us right now. Wicks is getting cooked almost every single play. Tyreek Stevenson is making plays. Jaquan Brisker's making plays. Eddie Jackson's just kind of there. But having Jalen Johnson back there makes such a difference with this team. Overall, I'm really not that happy with this first half.
Oh, no.
You really got to go back out there. You got to get a stop and go down and score. What are we doing? Bear down.
Wow, that's so weird. I don't know what happened.
Great turnover to end the third quarter, but it just looks like the offensive line has just legitimately given up. They don't care. They probably have dinner reservations at 6:30. That's why this game is moving so fast, because they want to get out of there and they want to go home. That's what it looks like right now. Now look, I'm doubting right now until I
Is it just me, or is his voice kind of cracking a little bit? Sounds like he might be tearing up. It's hard to tell.
See the Bears go down and score a touchdown. I want to see some movement. I want to see a score. This is terrible right now. I had such high hopes going into this game for it to be an all-time classic, and there's still a shot it might be. Maybe the fourth quarter is just fireworks everywhere, and it will be beautiful. But right now, this just absolutely blows. Please, for the love of God, Chicago Bears, just go out there and do your job. Go down there and score and just have fun. Have fun. Go out there and beat their please. I love you. Do your job, and they probably won't. Bear down, Green Bay sucks.
It's not like a soccer mom. Just have fun. Just go have fun. That's why your team sucks. But it's not over. Anything could happen.
Chicago Bears fans will never be happy. Never. It will never happen. Not in my lifetime. Not in your lifetime. It will never happen. Ever. Justin Fields, thank you so much for all you did as a Chicago Bear, because you will not be wearing a Bears jersey next season. I hate to say it. I love you, Justin, but we're getting Caleb Williams. That just made it official. I just don't understand all of the that we have done amazing over the past couple of weeks. We were 4-1 the past 5 weeks. Everything just went out the window today. Nothing. Defense.
I think I read in a book somewhere, if you're 4-1, then you're just elite and you don't lose to teams because you're super good now.
Non-existent. Not there. Offensive line just looked like they wanted to go home. They didn't want to be there. They didn't want to be on that field. Now tomorrow begins the most important offseason in Chicago Bears history. It is officially started right now, but no, we can never be happy. We'll never beat the Packers. Our lives suck, and they always will suck.
Well, sometimes things don't always go the way that they're planned. That's true for the Bears every year, as well as for this podcast. This was not the direction I intended to go, but I was just curious, man. I wanted to know how he was doing. Check in with him. I'm gonna keep up with him. I don't really go on the TikToks, but I feel like there's probably a lot of really good content and content creators that I should be following, and this is one of them, and I'll be doing that. But there's other stuff. We won't be covering it tomorrow because hopefully we got some more important news and notes stuff. But I just hope that you accept my apology for being a little bit of a downer, And if that wasn't enough, hopefully this is. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Oh, the Bears, they always hibernate. Oh, the Bears, they always hibernate. Those Windy City Blues.
And the Lions are just kittens. Meow! Meow, meow!
And the Lions are just kittens. Honolulu Blue Bulls.
But the Packers, they'll be fighting with green and gold uprising.